morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to How to Build Your Business with Positivity. Mental fitness is key. In our program today, over the next 40 minutes, we'll help you see how a rising tide lifts all boats. The theme of this year's summit is connected to the mental fitness program. As you lift yourself up as a business owner through having more positivity, more ability for business development, more mental fitness, you're going to be able to help more clients who in turn employ more people, who in turn help their families. So it is so true that with positive mental fitness, you can not only float your boat, but those of others around you. So my name is Dr. Kerri Thompson. I live in Toronto, Canada. I have been working with entrepreneurs and small business owners for decades, helping individuals make simpler transitions in their business, allowing oneself to fulfill aspirations for your business. Please meet my co-host.
Hi, my name is Connie Kadansky, and I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. And for 25 years, I have worked with small business owners, entrepreneurs, salespeople far and wide to help them build their business. We call it sales call reluctance that keeps people from promoting their business and managing their visibility. And I am delighted today to host this program to help you build your business with positivity because it is so possible. What is it like when your phone rings and someone says, I was referred to you and I'd like to come in and hire you to do my bookkeeping for my business? When can I come in? What is it like to get that phone call? Take a moment and feel the joy when we get a referral. That is dreamy good, and it is so possible and can become your reality. So the agenda today is, what is this mental fitness that you're talking about that is key to building my business? The mindset of successful business developers, and to find out what is sabotaging your client building activity and how can you strengthen your mental muscle. And then part 2, we're going to talk to you about a mental fitness program and answer some questions. So when you really think about building a business, what is it like to really tune into what you care about? I encourage you to create a living document that you can start right now on what is important to you. Start with the micro and go to the macro. Because when we pay attention to what we care about, we are laser focused and we don't get derailed. Please just pause the video right now, grab your notebook and start right now. At the top of the sheet, write what I care about. Write down 4 things that immediately come to mind. Could be that first sip of coffee in the morning. It could be that the clients that appreciate you, that you care about your financial security, you care about having a pipeline of clients that you are well suited for. So pause the video and start right now. What I care about living document really connects you to the why. And you want to create change, and it is way beyond what to do. What to do is important to keep you focused. And we know you have access to what to do by your other presenters and all the different podcasts that are really zeroed in on what to do to build your business. And the why is so important because it helps you stay focused. And so when you're emotionally connected to your why, you do not get derailed. So the who is what takes action on what you care about. The who is you. Who do you have to be to create the business of your dreams? You have to be before you do, and do before you have. The goal here, and it is so possible when you have that mental fitness that creates positivity in your life, is that you wake up every morning and you say, I love my life. I love my business. I love and respect myself. So really zeroing in on the who, the you, that puts yourself into action to build that business of your dreams. So let's think about it. Surfers are physically fit so they can surf the waves that were created by the tide. And when you're mentally fit, you can handle those day-to-day business challenges without that mental stress and negative emotion. Right now, think about it. Who tossed and turned last night thinking about a client situation? Who is struggling to collect on an overdue invoice? Those small things can totally derail us, can't they? And take us off focus. Well, when you're mentally fit, you learn how to ride the waves that come to you with more finesse and calmness and clarity. So, how many podcasts have you listened to, webinars that you attended, trainings that you have paid for, consultants that you have hired? And you learn some very powerful insights with the intention to implement. However, 2 days go by and you get back in your daily day-to-day and do what you've always done and zero implementation on that fabulous insight. Lasting positive change requires mental fitness, along with remembering every day what you care about, emotionally connecting to your why. So 80% of lasting change is due to your mental fitness, that ability to handle what comes into your life.
So, mental fitness comes from a very deep research foundation. Mental fitness, also known as positive intelligence, the 4 foundational pillars are positive psychology, neuroscience, cognitive psychology, and performance science. We know more about how the brain works today than ever in our history. And it's time we actually took that into consideration. As Connie's talked about, we have a lot of tips and tools for how to do something, the what to do, super important. But having the tenacity to build that new habit, to do those things that are important to do, even when you're feeling perhaps overwhelmed, intimidated, or unsure, when you can apply those learnings in any extreme situations, that's when you have mental fitness. When you can do things without feeling exhausted from them, that's when you know you have mental fitness. The research includes results from hundreds of CEOs and their teams, Stanford University students, elite athletes, and over 1 million participants across 52 countries. All of their input has been collected together to prove the impact of mental fitness. You'll find all of this in Shazad Charmaine's award-winning book, Positive Intelligence, now translated into 20 languages.
And just to let you know that Kerri and I are both certified mental fitness coaches. So what is this mental fitness? We have saboteurs that were created by us as children to protect ourselves from whatever we believed we needed to be protected from. So we started building these mental habits, and we wanted love and appreciation. And when we didn't quite get it, we built the mental habits to protect us. And so they are what generate the negative emotions, the stress, the anxiety, the self-doubt, the avoidance, procrastination. And so that is part of our brain. And also part of our brain is that higher intelligence, which we call the sage, the wise part of your brain that is beyond your intellect, that is creative, curious, loving, and handles challenges with a clear and calm mind and positive emotions. So think about it. How long does it take for you to bounce back from a setback? Ah, just like I said earlier, how many times do we toss and turn all night, stewing over a client situation? And our saboteurs are constantly causing us to second guess ourselves. Did I say the right thing? Did I do the right thing? Well, it's time to learn that that does not have to be our reality. We are so much more than our saboteurs, and allowing those mental habits to derail us from being successful and living into our full potential. Dr. Van Caesar did some research, and he found out that 92% of high achievers aren't happy. And he said, I can't stop there. So he researched the 8% of achievers that were happy. And he found out that those 8% of high achievers, when something went wrong, they were mentally fit. In working with bookkeepers, there are three common things that are clearly sabotaging behavior. Number one, the fear of asking your current clientele for referrals and introductions, the people who know you, appreciate you, and want you to succeed, and you just don't quite feel comfortable asking them for introductions. The second sabotaging behavior is the fear of reaching out and developing relationships with CPAs, tax accountants, business advisors, consultants, and coaches who already have a clientele of your clientele, building those strategic alliances so that they can send you business. And third is not being comfortable to charge what you're worth, to have that nagging feeling, I'm not charging enough. I am worth more than this, to be able to feel comfortable and confident in your pricing. That's what mental fitness will do for you. You can get comfortable promoting your business and making sure that you're paid what you are worth. They paused and they would actually say to themselves, I did the best I could with everything I had. And they went forward with self-empathy. They didn't go into the brutal judgment of judging themselves, judging others, judging the event, judging the circumstance. They were mentally fit. And we have situations where we get a little worried about whether we should say something to a client. If somebody's their invoice is overdue and we start stewing. And the thing is, when we're mentally fit, our sage will help us clear-mindedly make those decisions that are appropriate, because we want to have win-win situations with our clients, right? And so we want them to continue to use our services and appreciate us. We also want to be equally important in the dynamic. So what is this all about? So I am greatly simplifying this for a reason so that we can understand that. So we have an event. And events trigger emotions. And over time, we learn how to react by going into saboteur behavior of negative emotions, by habitually going into that negative self-doubt that spirals us. And we develop in our brain neural pathways, can be even a 5-lane highway in our brain, and they become habitual. And they're automatic habit sequence of behaviors. So let's just think about and take an example of you asking one of your clients who they know that they could possibly introduce you to so you can leverage that relationship. And you start thinking about, yes, I'll ask them. And then you thought, oh, what if they don't like me and ask? And so we go into that saboteuring behavior. Well, what mental fitness is all about is when we start doubting ourselves and throwing ourselves down the self-doubt spiral, we learn how to pause and choose differently and start training our brain. Yes, literally training our brain to go into the sage part of the brain, where we come at it with empathy, exploration, innovation, curiosity, and creativity. And we learn how to command ourselves to stop the negative emotion. So are negative emotions useful? Absolutely. They're useful for 1 or 2 seconds when we realize that we are not happy. And we can learn how to command ourselves in that moment, pull ourselves out of that habitual reaction, and to be able to just pause. Part of mental fitness is learning how to pause and train our brain that leads us into activating that wise part of our intelligence that stops the chaos and helps us make clear-minded determination. Kerri, what else do you have to add here?
I think for me, that I had heard a phrase a long time ago from the work of Stephen Covey that stuck with me. And the words of Stephen Covey are, between stimulus and response, there's a pause. And it's during that pause that you choose your happiness. Those words gave me a chill, but it wasn't until I came across mental fitness that I knew how to implement and live those words. I heard the word pause, I understood it intellectually, but I had a lot of trouble pausing myself from being extra critical of myself, or pausing myself from wanting to please or avoid a situation. So what mental fitness has given me is the tool to be able to pause. And that's where we'll go next and talk a little bit more about how do you learn how to pause? It sounds simple, but just think about it. When you're going full force into something, or you're going down that spiral of self-doubt, it's not so easy to put on the brakes. At least it's not for me. So as you're listening to this idea of positivity and mental fitness, Connie and I have talked about how it applies to your business as a bookkeeper. But you all might be thinking, oh gosh, this could apply to my relationship. This could apply within my family. This could apply to how I lead my team. This could apply to how I hire people. There are so many aspects. That's the beauty of mental fitness. It's like being physically fit. Being physically fit, you might be able to ride your bike faster, but there's so many other advantages that you can get. It's easier to shop. It's easier to do your groceries. It's easier to sleep. All of these things fall into place. It's the same with mental fitness. It has huge cascading effects.
And when we really think about it, and how I referred to you on the who, is guess what the action for you to learn is to get your ask in gear. We've all heard, ask and you shall receive. And in managing your visibility in your marketplace, is staying behind your desk and doing a good job and having some clients. It is part of it. However, you want to really build your business with clientele. You need to get into action and get your ask in gear. Start asking for introductions. Start promoting what you are doing within your community. And at networking events, be able to have that real critical value proposition and different examples of what makes you unique. So the part of the who we're talking about here is to help you stop that saboteuring, second guessing, and to jump in and just be confident in your own skin as you have your business development hat on. All business owners have that business development hat on. So with that said, going back to the theme that rising tides float all boats, it's our responsibility. So think about that. Get your ass in gear.
Let's do an experiment together to practice mental fitness. So for many of us, mental fitness, again, is similar to mindfulness. Mental fitness is also something that is talked about in the yoga community. So perhaps you have been practicing mental fitness in either of those places. And if not to worry, we're going to start out very gently. The reality is, in a business situation, when you're face to face with a client, it's pretty hard to stop and do a down dog, or it's pretty hard to lie down in a quiet space, listening to some music and meditate for 20 minutes. So the idea of mental fitness is that these are quick, 10-second, short little exercises to break an old habit pattern, that sabotaging thought in your head, and take you to more clarity where you can be laser focused, creative, and collaborative. So you want to come with me for an exercise? All right, here we go. With your eyes open or closed, just sitting tall in your chair. Pull your back away from your chair. You've immediately engaged in awareness of your body, and you've taken yourself out of all of that spiral of self-doubt just by feeling your physical body in your chair. Now, here's the secret sauce. With your fingertips, rubbing your fingertips together. Now, I'm doing this high in the air so you can see me, but this can be absolutely done discreetly on your lap. And with exquisite attention, you can feel the ridges in your fingertips. That's 10 seconds. That's all it takes to create that pause that takes you away from patterns that haven't been serving you into the opportunity of choosing your happiness, choosing your business future. So what did we do? We became aware of our body. We pulled our back away from the chair. Second, what did we do? We rubbed our fingertips together. Simple, yes. But the question is the discipline of practicing that through the day. And we're going to tell you exactly how you might do that. So as mental fitness coaches, Connie and I can take you through a 7-week mental fitness program. So as simple as these exercises was to rub your fingers together, the challenge is doing it when you most need to do so. So it's like anything else. If you want to be able to pick up a heavy object, if you want to be able to run a far distance, you have to do some practice. So the 7-week mental fitness program comes with an app. So the beauty of mental fitness is it's taking neuroscience and combining it with technology and presenting it to you in a way that you can practice anywhere, anytime. So on your app, you will have a virtual gym and you'll have choices. What exercise do you want to do at that moment? They can be as short as 10 seconds, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 12 minutes, depending on what time you have. They can be tactile. They can be quiet and just breathing. They can be visual, looking at something that settles you, or they can be auditory, having you focus on the furthest sound away from you. The beauty of the app is that it gives you immediate feedback. The app is helping you see your score as you do these exercises day in and day out. And the app is super smart. If you skip a few days, just like skipping the gym, you drop down in your score just a little bit to reflect the fact that your muscle has atrophied. So, over a 6-week period, the research has shown that you are able to increase the gray matter in your brain. What does that mean? It means you are able to build new pathways in a shorter period of 6 or 7 weeks. That's why this program is a 7-week program. Your investment in the program is $595 US. What do you get with the program? A whole lot of things to support your success. In this 7-week program, there's a beautiful weekly cadence. Your app will deliver to you every Saturday a 1-hour video to watch somewhere during the weekend that sets the tone of what you will be thinking about and practicing for the week. Then on Monday, you'll be coached by me or by my co-host, Connie Kadansky, again to deepen what you're going to be practicing for that week. And you do it with a group. Why do you do it with a group? Because the research shows that you are 500% more likely to succeed in anything you do if you do it with others. Then from Tuesday to Friday, the app drops messages 3 times in the day to say practice. Simple as that. And the idea is for you to accept that challenge to practice at that time. At the end of the day, a 2-minute reflection happens. So each day, you spend about 15 minutes working on your mental fitness to receive the benefits of clear, laser-focused thinking, higher collaboration skills, better relationships, better well-being. You will be joined by people from around the world and even in your own community. We have many, many organizations that have given testimonials to the impact of this program from both a business perspective and a personal perspective. So if you'd like to develop your mental fitness, come with Connie and me on a 7-week journey. The change will be profound. At exceptionalsales.com/mental fitness, you'll find a link to register. We can begin programs Saturdays, so we ask that you register by the Tuesday before. You'll be put into a mastermind group to take this program together, again, to get that 500% increase in the end result. You'll be emailed the link to the app, super easy to download, and then you're all set to begin your 7-week program on the following Saturday.
So the first of our most frequently asked question is, well, how do I know whether I should sign up for this program? And that's a really good question. I ask you to answer your own question. How much money is in your bank account? Are you happy with that? If not, what if you could increase your income significantly? And the second question is, how many appointments do you have with potential new clients within the next few weeks? Because that is also where you can start thinking, yes, I really do want to build my clientele in 2022. So answer both of those questions, and I am trusting that you'll know the answer of whether this program is right for you.
And the second of our 2 most frequently asked questions is, So what will I get out of this 7-week program? It's all fine to say you'll be more mentally fit, but here are the tangible results that you can expect. The first is that you're going to see your revenue increase. The second is you will be able to hold yourself in peak performance. The third is you're going to enjoy stronger relationships with your clients, with your employees, and even with your families. And the fourth is you're going to have a higher level of well-being. So with mental fitness, you're able to help in the dream of rising tides float all boats. Do your part and become mentally fit.